Assalamu alaikum. My name is Irtiqa Ahmad and I am in A levels in LGS Defense, and I'm passionate about writing, literature, and journalism. That's what I'm here to talk about today. So, like a lot of writing journeys, mine began at a really young age as well. I was 4 years old when my father unfortunately passed from cancer. And that didn't prompt me into picking up a pen and starting to write masterpieces like Bronte or whatever. But it did leave me with a communication gap with my family, with my other siblings, with my friends that I couldn't quite breach. Because of that, I found that the words that I wanted to say weren't being projected the way I wanted to project them. So I had to find a way around that. That's where it started, with little notes to my mom and angry notes to my sister about whatever it is that she'd done to me. But it did start there. And that love of writing soon channeled into something else, as most of us find ourselves. Once you start writing, you start reading. And once you start reading, you don't stop, which was how I found myself at 13 years old, having read most of the classics, including Heidi, Wuthering Heights, and Pride and Prejudice, which I will forever be on Team Darcy for, and Wuthering Heights, which left me scarred for many, many months after having read that. That being said, once you start reading all these books written by such great authors in this time, you want to develop the way you write yourself. And when you do that, your writing sort of comes from that one 5th grade letter where my English teacher failed me to something better, hopefully. Once you start writing, you also realize that a lot of what you write is a projection of yourself. Not just into the words that you're writing, but the characters that you're building, the world that you're trying to make, with the people in it that you wish that were real, from fictitious to others. And from amateur grade 9 writing about aforementioned princesses and dragons, you go from wanting to write something better, something that has more of an impact when people read it. So that landed me in journalism. It first led me to an internship with Daily Times, Pakistan, and that internship revealed more to me than most of the writing I've done in my entire life, more than, unfortunately, and I'm surprised to say, the books that I've read in my life. And it revealed to me that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to write words that would impact people in a way that it was empowering, in the sense that you take your opinion and you project it to somebody else and you convince them of it. When you're writing these articles, when you're writing about, say, the single national curriculum, or you're writing about the Noor Muqaddam case, the highway case, the Mufti case, you go into it with one mindset and you come out in a completely different mindset. And unless it's anger about most of these cases, in which case you come out angry as well. But there's something very cathartic about what you write, and the sort of justice that words bring to situations that cannot be conveyed in any other medium of communication in general. I started writing about cultural liberation and assimilation. I started writing about the issue of women in society, the issue of the way children are treated, the way some topics are just inaccessible to everybody. You can't speak of them, you can't talk about them, you can't even hint at them, because to do so would be such an affront to us as a society. We're told that. And because of that, they're never dealt with, you don't talk about them, they never get solved. And I wanted to be able to solve these problems. I wanted to be purveyors of the truth, or I went into it with that mentality, and I still have that mentality, that when you write something down, you give it becomes the truth. It's a very eye-opening experience when it comes down to it. And I feel like writing and literature, which I do to this day, and which started out as a way of communication and developed into this, has really helped me sort of come to terms with what I want to do. And it's really helped me build my character and my personality for what it is today. And you should figure out what it is that you like, and you should find out what it is that makes you happy, whether it's writing poetry, whether it's writing prose, whether it's reading a sports magazine, whether it's reading classic literature, whether it's reading anything from Tolstoy to Sarah J. Maas. Anything that you like in between is okay, and you should find out what that is. And as soon as you do, you should inculcate in your life in a way that it stays with you forever. And once you do that, you're going to find that your life is a much better place, which is saying something coming from somebody who's 17 years old. But I think that once you do, you're going to be really happy that you found it in the first place.